AITA for kicking a special needs child out of my restaurant, using an out for obvious reasons. It's last Friday night. My wife and I run a small mom-pop restaurant in the US. We are always busy on Friday nights. When we are filled to capacity, we have 300 plus in our restaurant. We welcome people and groups from all background and all walks of life. We do not discriminate against anyone and take care of every customer like they are family. We are mainly an chicken and seafood grill. We serve other items, but our main selling point is our hot wings and shrimp. There was a family that came in last week from out of town with a special needs child. He was being very loud the whole time and screaming. I politely asked the family if they could calm him, as we were filled to capacity and the screaming was disturbing half the guests in our restaurant. He calmed down, then about 5 minutes later he started back again, except this time he was cursing and screaming racial slurs at an African American family sitting behind them. This is where I drew the line. The mother was distraught about it and apologized profusely, but I couldn't let them stay. I asked them to leave, though I did give them 50% off their meal. I don't feel like I should have. I let the African American family eat for free and gave them a voucher for a free order of hot wings, which they said they would use soon. My thought process is, they were using slander and racist slurs against a large percentage of our clientele. I couldn't have that. Am I the asshole? My family tells me that I singled them out and embarrassed them in front of everyone. But if this was a national chain they were in doing this, then they would have been kicked out immediately with no exceptions. NTA, you did not kick the family out because their kid was special. You kicked them out because the kid was being disruptive and yelling out racist slurs against other customers. NTA, you offered 50% off their meal and had them leave. You made the choice to either make one family leave or have the rest of your clientele leave, and you made a smart business move. Fully agree. And honestly, I wouldn't have given them the 50% off. The racial slurs are too much. I am sure it is not the first time the kid has done that, and his parents probably knowingly brought him out anyway. Unfortunately, when you have a child with special needs, there are certain accommodations and sacrifices that have to be made, and eating out at a restaurant with other families of another race is probably one of them. NTA, some of your customers would have been offended either way. It's just a tough situation. Honestly, if I had a kid with behavioral needs such as that, I would have ordered to go, and I know it must really be tough having a kid that makes it difficult to socialize. I think you gave the family enough chances and then found a peaceful resolution. Honestly, I am surprised she did not immediately ask for her food to be boxed up to go and ushered him out of the restaurant. I would assume the same of any parent with an out-of-control child. Why the heck would you stay in the restaurant, ruin everyone else's night, and embarrass yourselves like that? It is crazy. Some people get stuck between a rock and a hard place, especially if they have anxiety. I can imagine internal monologue going along the lines of, "Shit, we already came out, took the hour to dress up, do not have stuff to make at home." I hope he does not scream again. I hate putting other people out like this. Maybe, just maybe, we can tough this one out, and have it be a good memory. And then, it never pans out, and they are always the bad guy. And then there are just feral humans that do not have a ducking clue about social etiquette. I am looking at you, Susan. I think the best middle ground is like, let us say your kid screams once and shit. Now everyone is looking, but maybe it is a one-off. Twice, okay, people are getting annoyed, but maybe they will stop. 3 times, maybe it is time to be like, okay, let us go outside, where you can scream your aching little heart out for a while and come back in. Like, it does not have to mean scrapping the entire night necessarily, depends on the kid, I guess. I know lots of parents who do this with their kids, take them outside for a few minutes to work through some things and bring them back in. NTA, I do think they deserve the discount. Not because I think they are entitled to it. You are free to do as you had like with your discounts, but sometimes people just need a break. The kid was obviously not great for your business, but I am sure these guys just want to have a nice dinner out like any other family. It did not work out and they had to leave. You handled it all really well. Obviously, you are not obligated to give anyone sympathy discounts, but small gestures of kindness and understanding make the world a better place. NTA The kid may have had special needs, but he was being offensive to multiple customers. You handled this very well. I feel bad for the family, but it seems like this was the best course of action to keep things from escalating. NTA, and thank you for kicking them out. I get that the kid might not have meant the racial slurs or was unaware of their meanings, but that does not make them any more pleasant to hear. This sort of behavior should not be tolerated, and you did the right thing and was very kind in how you treated both families. NTA speaking as family member of several special needs children, the child being special needs did not influence your decision, the racial slurs did. You were considering the comfort of your other customers. And at the end of the day you have a business to run and you made the smart business call. Definitely NTA, I sympathize with the parents of the special needs child because that is a tough road to travel, and I am in no place to judge. However, as a parent I firmly believe there are behaviors that are absolutely unacceptable, period. End of story. And racial aggression is one of them. If the parents were going to tolerate that and just hope others would forgive, that is inappropriate, and it is absolutely appropriate for you to intervene. The parents need to learn that cannot be tolerated. NTA, I worked with a young autistic man for a while, part of inclusion, and the company I worked for was to get them out in the public, but he liked to yell duck and nigger. He did not learn them from his family, I assure you. Anyway, part of inclusion is that they have the same standard of conduct. I used to prep him before going in, but if he started acting up we left. He barred from multiple places. I have been in a similar situation. I used to bartend with an autistic man and his non-autistic sister. Despite everyone's best efforts, he frequently sexually harassed women and yelled sexist insults, thinking it was funny. His sister frequently scolded him for it and sent him home if he would not stop. They usually worked together, but she instructed me to do the same if he was ever being inappropriate and she was not around. NTA, you did not kick them out because the kid was loud. You kicked them out because the kid was hurling racial abuse at another family. You comped half their meal. I do not think you really had any other choice. No, you handled it well. Once the kid's tirade became personally directed at other clients, your hands are pretty much tied anyway. Even before that point, you'd be well within your rights as the owner. In that setting, disruptive behavior is disruptive behavior, and it could hurt business on a big night for your restaurant. Doesn't make asking them to leave any easier though. I am sorry you had to do that. Why are not these all marked nah? The kid's not an asshole, the mom's not an asshole, and the restaurant owner is not an asshole. It is just a very awkward situation, and OP had to do what was best for the most people and the business. Are any of the stories here real anymore? Nah, kid has mental disabilities and cannot comprehend the weight of words. Parents must have been very embarrassed and obviously did not approve. Yeah, you gave them a cheap meal and the victims a free meal. Just a shit situation. To be honest, even if this kid would have been yelling anything else, random numbers, dog breeds, types of cars, or baseball teams, you still wouldn't have been the asshole for asking a disruptive customer to leave. I once heard of a kid from a family in my hometown who had Tourette's. His word was Shih Tzu. I kid you not. At first, people thought he was cursing, but they finally figured it out. Viewers, I leave the judging to you. Write what you think in the comments. Remember to subscribe to the channel.